Hello boys, welcome back to another interesting session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 11th biology students, and this is for 3rd September 2020, and we were discussing about body fluids and their circulation, and the best medium is blood, and the blood flows through arteries and veins in a closed circulatory system. We were talking about open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. So in a closed circulatory system, blood flows through arteries and veins. So what are these arteries and veins? Like basically they are tube-like structures in which the blood flows, and arteries carry pure blood from heart to different parts of the body. That of course right from junior classes you know it. And veins in general carry impure blood from different parts of the body into the heart. So blood flows away from the heart, and in this case veins, blood flows towards the heart. Blood flows with jerks and with great pressure in the arteries. In veins, blood flows smoothly and with less pressure. And arteries carry oxygenated blood except in some of this, that is pulmonary artery, pulmos, that is the exceptional. Similarly to kidney also, pulmonary artery. And in the case of veins, they always carry deoxygenated blood except in pulmonary vein. And lumen of arteries is small. What is this lumen? When we cut open the internal radius, having a vacuum like thing is lumen. Lumen of arteries is small, lumen of vein is large. We can say lumen is inner space. And valves are absent. Valves are small breaks that will be inbuilt. And here in veins, semi-lunar valves, semi-half, lunar, moon. So half moon valves are present to prevent the backflow of blood. That is the purpose of semi-lunar valves. And arteries, of course, all of you know, they are deep-seated, and veins, they are usually superficial. That's how sometimes you have an injection called intravenous, IV injection. And their walls are elastic, thick and muscular, fibrous. Veins walls are non-elastic, thin and collapsible. Of course, arteries non-collapsible. So basically, structurally, veins resemble arteries except that three layers are very thin and more elastic. In the veins, the muscles and elastic connective tissues are poorly developed, but the collagen fibers of the outer layer are very well developed. In most of the veins, the middle coat is extremely thin with practically no muscles. In many veins, semi-lunar valves are present in their lumen. These valves allow the flow of the blood only in one direction, that is towards the heart. And we said heart is the main organ in any circulatory system, and this is pumping station, and it's very important for us as it takes heavy responsibility. And all of us know heart is the only organ that works right from birth till death of an organism. Hence, salute to the heart. The heart is the central pumping organ of the blood vascular system. It's hollow muscular structure and is made up of cardiac muscles. It works throughout life rhythmically without getting tired. It is enclosed in a double membranous sac called pericardium. The outer layer which is covering and protecting the heart is pericardium, and it is filled with pericardial fluid, so that pericardial fluid will make the heart to withstand from the shocks. Mainly there are two chambers in heart, auricles, or the other name is atrium or atria. It receives the deoxygenated blood from various parts of the body, and a ventricle that distributes oxygenated blood to the body. So the number of these chambers varies in different animals. Like that shows the evolution of animals also. Like fishes, if you take, there is only one auricle and one ventricle. So it's a branchial heart, thick muscular made of cardiac muscles. It has only two chambers, upper auricle, lower ventricle. The heart is called venous heart since it pumps deoxygenated blood to the gills for oxygenation. This blood goes directly from gills to visceral organs, single circuit circulation. A sinus venosus and conus arteriosus are present. These are, you can see the blue blood and red blood. And the lung fishes have two auricles and one ventricle. For example, labio, scoliodon, etc. And when we move on to the next one, amphibians, heart consists of two auricles and one ventricle. That means one chamber is extra added, two auricles. Whereas in the previous one, it says only 1 plus 1. One auricle, one ventricle. Now it is 2 plus 1. Two auricles and one ventricle. And of course, sinus venosus and truncus arteriosus. These are the tubes through which the blood gets supplied. So the conus and proximal part of aorta, that is right auricle, receives blood from all the visceral organs deoxygenated via pre-caval and post-caval. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood to lungs for oxygenation. Pulmonary artery. This blood returns to left auricle via pulmonary vein. That's how the double circulation takes place. For example, in frogs and toads, the heart structure will be like this. And now we move on to the next one, reptiles. In reptiles, as you are seeing in the diagrams, left and right auricle, you can see top rooms, two rooms, and incompletely divided ventricle. You can spot there, incompletely divided. It's not purely divided. So ventricle in crocodiles, for example, see here the diagram, crocodile. In crocodiles, Gavalis and alligator, it is completely divided. And of course, sinus venosus is there, and conus arteriosus divide into right systemic and left systemic and pulmonary arch. So example, lizards, snakes, turtles, all that. You can see the top two rooms, auricles, down ventricles, but then except in crocodile, in other structures, if you see, the ventricular separation is not complete, means it started. So we can say in fishes it is two rooms, heart is made up of two rooms. In amphibians it is three rooms. In reptiles we can say 3.5 to 3/4. It is not at completely 4 rooms. And in case of aves, that is birds, you can see the structure. Heart consists of left auricle and right auricle, as you are seeing, left and right, and left ventricle and right ventricle at the bottom. So 2 plus 2, 4 rooms. Heart has got now 4 rooms. Complete separation of arterial and venous circulation. So the pure blood and impure blood, complete circulation separately. There is no mixing. Only right systemic arch is present. Systemic arch, you can see there, it is the right systemic arch. Sinus venosus and truncus arteriosus are absent. For example, pigeon. And you can see the aorta at the bottom. That's the biggest artery that supplies pure blood to all parts of the body. And you can also see the veins. So you got pulmonary veins, left atrium, right atrium. Atrium means auricle, left ventricle, right ventricle, and vena cava. Vena cava is veins. And now let's come to our own. This is how our heart will be there. When we take the vertical section of the heart, this is how it happens. So just like aves, we also have got 4 rooms. But then the possibility of mixing pure blood and impure blood is restricted. It's almost nil unless there is a leakage. So you got left auricle and right auricle on top 2 rooms, down 2 rooms, left ventricle and right ventricle. Complete separation of arterial and venous circulation. There is no mixture. And they have left systemic arch, as you are able to spot it. and sinus venosus and truncus arteriosus are absent. Example, human beings and rabbits. Here you can see complete division is there. You can see left ventricle and right ventricle, complete division is taking place. Similarly, right atrium and left atrium. And you might also notice by seeing this diagram. On the right side it is blue colored one, indicating that impure blood is there. On left side, particularly left ventricle, if you observe, it is red colored, and that means pure blood will be always present in left ventricle. So if you follow the arrow marks, from left ventricle, pure blood is going to aorta, that biggest artery. From aorta, it is divided into two parts. Some branches are going to the top body, we can say anterior portion, and the same aorta is coming down, and all the parts that are present in the posterior portion of our body, the pure blood will be supplied. Once the pure blood goes to each and every part, all of you know, the blood carries glucose plus oxygen. So cellular respiration takes place. And once cellular respiration takes place, 36 ATP molecules and carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide will be picked up by this vena cavas, that is inferior as well as superior. Superior vena cava will bring all the deoxygenated blood from anterior portion, and inferior vena cava will bring all the deoxygenated blood from the down portion, inferior, that is posterior portions. And these two, bringing the bad blood, puts the blood into right auricle to right ventricle. From right ventricle, it's going to lungs. That's the pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins. Pulmos means lungs, will play a crucial role. And once the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs, we talked in respiration chapter, there is exchange of gases, oxygen will be absorbed and carbon dioxide will be given off. And once in the lungs, in the alveoli, this process takes place, again pure blood is formed. That pure blood from the lungs through pulmonary veins comes back to the heart. So that's how in mammals there is double circulation. Circulation number one, from heart to different parts of the body, and from different parts of the body back to the heart. This is one circulation. Second, from heart to lungs and lungs to back to heart. This is second circulation. So only we say in mammals there will be double circulation. So just observe the diagram, draw at least our own heart, label it, try to understand the function of each label, and next we will discuss about the other fluid, that is lymph, and also we talk in detail about double circulation. Until then, keep